Okay. So my daughter finally woke up, and now we playing Nicolas' album. Nicolas, say hi. My daughter Ava. What? Hey, we ordered the food. Yeah. It's my daughter Ava. See, there she goes. So we're all in here being. What you mean? You look really pretty. So we're in here being creative, family time, daddy-daughter time, playing music, you feel me? What y'all doing today? People like, hi Ava, see? Somebody said something.
Anyone have any questions?
No, people like to they like to hear me talk. They ask questions though. Yeah.
You guys just come here to hear him talk?
Yeah. I say inspirational things.
Are you serious?
Yes. Seriously. You know what's crazy is she doesn't listen to me. She doesn't want to hear anything I got to say. That was crazy.
Am I supposed to listen to you too?
You know what I mean?
I'm just kidding.
Like when I start dropping jewels, she just like turns it off. It's really funny. You know what I mean? But it's all good. They said they want to hear you. Somebody said they want to talk to you.
Okay, so ask me something. No, we want to hear Ava. Is that really what they said? This is my friend Sophie. She's my best friend. So ask us a question. I'll answer it.
That's how you do it? That's like you go straight for questions?
Yeah, straight questions.
Now I got a point of view. I got shit to say.
So say it. Talk that talk.
Well, my thing is
Talk your shit.
don't curse in front of me. Define the light. Define the light and heart. Families first. And to take this time to focus on coming out better. And I'm going to lead by example. Real generals fight in a war. This is a war. Soldiers sit down. So whoever's sitting down, never act like a general again. Unless everyone's relaxed.
Wait. You're standing up?
What you mean stand up?
You said you have to stand up.
You have to stand up. Not
But I want to
literally.
know, how are you standing up?
By being productive.
Meaning?
I'm recording every day.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning not music. I'm meaning making professionally made content.
Okay.
Streaming service. Comedy. Making music.
Okay.
Doing art. Doing short film festivals. Every day I give new content. I lead by example. I'm not going to tell somebody to do it unless I'm going to do it myself. Spend time with my family. Basically my business model and the things I've been doing for the last couple of years have been set up to be like this where I can get money at home. So I can just do what I need to do, spend time with my family, and still be productive. And I don't have to wait for somebody to tell me what to do. Because I fought to be independent. I don't have to wait for somebody to tell me what to do. I can still work. And I can be proud in front of my daughter. You feel me? Live pride. It's called live pride. What happened to the light? Your arm got tired? What happened to the light? Your arm got tired?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't do.
She was in production mode and she said, fuck this shit.
I need a veggie burger for my strength. Oh my god. I need a veggie burger.
It's gonna be better than veggie burger.
And she said they can't hear.
Hear that?
Press the block, look at me, give me a little let in your mouth. Give me a little let in your mouth. Gain a couple pounds when I put on the coat. I guess it was Miss Cheapy. I'll just kill it, no cost, I believe the call. I'm out of control. Gain a couple pounds when I put on the coat. I guess it was Miss Cheapy. I'll just kill it, no cost, I believe the call.
So yeah, it was asking. So that was Nicolas' record. You know, she's being productive.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm being productive. What are you doing to be productive in this pandemic, Ava?
I'm doing my schoolwork.
Oh yeah, you're in
I'm
college.
in finals right now.
True.
Sucks.
I can't knock that.
I'm writing essays.
And you know what's funny? She could sing. Ava could definitely sing.
Ava is all up in the studio 24/7.
No, she's not that.
Bangers and bangers.
No, not that. But like,
No, gas her up.
no, but it's not. That's not it. She has the ability. No, whenever
Email him your beats for Ava. Email the beats.
you gonna sing,
Oh my god.
it's such a pretty voice. She should sing. I don't know why she don't want to sing. You know, Ava's been running around modeling and school, bum ass TV show, shit like that. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It's all gravy. She's growing up nicely. I feel like I did a good job. You know what I mean? Takes a village, but we did it. You know what I mean? She grown.
My mom did a good job.
Wow. Yeah, your mom did a good job. I'm not gonna knock it. Your mom did a great job. And I did a good job too. You know what I'm saying? I was there. Fuck you. You know what I mean? You said she did me? You know what I mean? Word. You said daughter 17 looking out for your bit. Always gotta look out. She could never ever act like I won't pull up to her school at any time. Period.
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm always there. Call away. You feel me? Tell me about when they took your phone. I was right there. Give me that phone back. You feel me? Went to the doorstep. You know what I mean? You know? See, Billy Pablo, that's my other nigga. You know, do you know that?
I know that.
You know about Billy Pablo III, the rock star? Okay.
Because Billy means a billion.
You know what I mean? Exactly. See, she knows about the Billy, that Billy talk. You know? So what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a mom.
I respect that. You gotta find the right, you gotta get the right guy to be the dad. You think he'll take your last name?
Wait, do I think what?
Are you gonna keep your last name?
Yeah, Dad.
Exactly. Your mother kept her last name, so you can keep your last name.
Obviously, I'm going to keep my last name.
Alright? You feel me?
It's a cooler last name than me.
I appreciate that. Respect. I completely agree with you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? For real. Don't get disrespectful on this line. The only purpose of being on this line is to be positive and to motivate and to be inspired. Do you ever talk to people and let them ask you questions?
Yeah, that's what I do.
You know what I mean? Okay,
I
look.
wait for them to ask questions on me.
No, like you actually let them pop up and talk?
I did that one time today, but he didn't. Cool.
No,
Look
look.
at Tula.
Oh,
She's
with
like
the
a little pot of
rainbow?
gold.
So cute. Look at my daughter, the other daughter.
Look at, she's the pot of gold.
That's the baby.
She's so cute.
That's a baby right there. Cholula was over here earlier, but Ava was getting too champagne drained.
Why was it?
You know what I mean?
Oh, Tula's
Let me see. Let's see what's going on.
for the fucking big fight. Wait, look at that. Watch Tula. Watch the whole thing. Wait for the.
Was she
needs
singing?
The bagel bites. Yeah, she saw the
So
bagel
cute.
bites and got excited.
Like, oh! So cute. That was like a video. You shot that?
Yeah.
So Ava, we're gonna be creative. So we're gonna be real creative during the pandemic. You know, have fun, not worry. You know, get strength, but still make sure we come back out of this on top, no matter what. You feel me? You know what I mean? Well, I appreciate that. Oh, look, the Bishop is on. Get on, Bishop. Get on. Request, Bishop. You get the Bishop on so I can talk to the Bishop. He be dropping jewels. Big shout out to the Yah Squad. When you get, yo, you have to meet the Bishop. He's ill. He got a whole army of positive people that just do nothing but fight for love. They dope. Let's see, I wanted to get on and talk to you. Where's the bishop at, man? You want to jump on Bishop?
That was your face today.
So yeah, I hope everybody had a good Saturday. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's staying healthy and being responsible and not bringing anything back home. Those that are fighting, that aren't sick, that are fighting for those that are. I think that's dope. Oh, look, the bishop's on. Look, you're going to meet the bishop.
This is so cute. Wait, look at how cute you are.
Look, you're going to meet the bishop. He's dope. And they got the ill. I'll show you on the network. You got the ill.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, Bishop, how you doing?
Family, all that love, man.
Yeah, man.
That food, man.
Yeah,
Being that super dad. How you doing, Ava?
Hey, how are you?
I'm your crazy old bishop, praying for you and your family. That's what I do. I'm the spiritual side of your dad. We get to deep conversations, and he tells me a lot of jokes. Amen. But we definitely got you and all your loved ones up in prayer because your father has a great love for you and his whole family.
Thank you.
Yep, we love you. I got 4 girls myself, you know, but I'm older than your dad. I'm 53. I'm older than him, you know. That's why I call him Mr. Dad.
Jewels. I want to hear you drop some jewels.
Okay.
I told you to be dropping jewels. She want to hear it.
Hey, the jewel is this. Check this out, right? So I pray for your dad all the time. I pray for you. I pray for your family. Yeah. And right now, what's so heavily is that my relationship with your father is going to sound crazy, but my relationship with your father is based on his mother. And the thing is, your father promised his mother certain things that he would accomplish and that he would do. And your father was determined that he would not let his mother down. And that right there is where he gets his drive from and he gets his fight from. And
in what ways? In what ways?
In what ways? Okay, Ava, Friday, I had to say goodbye to my father. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest with you, I'm mad at him. I'm mad that my father died. My father wasn't he wasn't a good father, but he was a perfect provider, you know. But he was the perfect grandfather. But his father is what instilled who I am. From the age of 3, I felt like I had to babysit my father, and because of that, I never held anything against him, you know? I never held anything against him.
Yeah.
Based on what he did to my mom, whatever. Because I just saw him as my dad had me at a young age. My dad had me when he was like 25. So and my dad got married at 19. So I mean, he was very young. So I always viewed him as a big brother. But my grandfather, who died when I was 4.5 years old, my grandfather became my inspiration to push my dad. And then what's so deep, it wasn't until after my dad died. It wasn't until after my dad died. It sounds crazy. It wasn't until after my dad died that it was because of my dad I ended up in computers. It was because of my dad that I had my own business. I mean, I never saw it that way, but my dad worked at AT&T Bell Labs, and he could get me summer jobs. And the summer jobs he would get me when I was 15, 16, I learned Unix. And then Wall Street took Unix. And when Wall Street took Unix, the salary went in the 80s from like 24,000 to 80,000. But I never, ever in my life, I never saw it until yesterday that I got my career from him. And it's amazing. It's amazing, but it took his death for me to see that. But anyway, my relationship with your father is based on his mother because love never dies. And the thing is, the Bible is very explicit. The Bible, I don't want to get too spiritual on me, but it says in verse Genesis that when Cain killed Abel, he cried out. So the thing is, well, how can he cry out if he's dead? But dead people can talk because dead people they're only dead to this world, but alive to another. So basically, promises have been given to your father based on his mother. Just like promises are going to be given to you based on your father and your mother. Just like the promises of my grandfather are still being fulfilled through me, because my grandfather raised my father to be a minister, but he didn't want to be one. And I commend him for that. He became a scientist. But still, and those prayers move forward. So the
But what do
thing
you
is,
mean? What do you mean those promises? What
a
promises?
promise, what's so deep is a promise lasts longer than a lifetime. So what we see when it comes to the Hebrews, or not just the Hebrews, but the three faiths of basically Abraham, received promises that could not be fulfilled in him. They had to be fulfilled in his children. So when you have a promise that is greater than you, that promise goes to your children. Did you get that?
Yeah, okay, I understand that.
So just like my sister, my baby sister's a doctor. But I was speaking to my father's family, and they were telling me about my great-great-grandmother was called Big Mama, and how Big Mama and Big Papa, they had this big house that they built, but they taught all the children how to play music and read music. And that even in slavery times, they always knew how to read and write. And it's amazing that you'll hear things about your family and begin to understand why you are the way that you are. And I learned my dad grew up under Jim Crow, and his father was from Brooklyn. Grandpa was from Brooklyn. But Grandpa, being from Brooklyn and moving to the South, he couldn't get with Jim Crow, and he couldn't get with the racism there. So he always confronted police officers, even though he's a minister. He always confronted police officers. He always fought because he refused to be treated like a second-class citizen. And hearing about my grandfather always ready to fight the police for calling him a boy, or always ready to do certain things, I recognize the fight that I have in me. And there are certain things that are within us that actually don't come from us. It comes from those who lived before us and loved us. And those people have received the promise. And my father said that he would always ask his father, if there was no Jim Crow, if there was no racism, what would you be? And he said, I'd probably be a doctor. And my sister is a doctor who never lived to meet him. So it became a fulfillment, a promise. And each and every one of us, we are somebody else's prayer, because prayers never end. Prayers are eternal. So it's a prayer that began that is continuing. And we have to allow that prayer to continue out and so forth. But that's very, very powerful. But I'm blessed by seeing you and your father together, because he always talks about family. That's all your father talks about with me, is family, how he wants his family one, how one meaning O-N-E, one. He wants his family to achieve, and he wants his family to understand that what he's doing is, everything he does is for them. And my dad used to tell me that. Though I didn't see it at the time, but now that I'm 53, I have a better understanding, you know? And right now I'm so determined to live for my wife and my 4 girls, 14, 13, 11, and 8. So, and I'm gonna be an old man when my little one is a teenager, but I'm so determined to leave them something greater than me, you know, to leave them a legacy, you know, and so forth. And that's a blessing. But like I said before, you know, Carolyn Young Dash, I never met her before, never, but it is constantly in my spirit and my prayers. And that's what drives me with your father. That's what drives me with him. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I do. And what I do is I pray. Did I confuse you, Ava?
I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean? Why does it drive you? Why does it drive you if that's my dad's mom? Are we
because
related?
I'm very diligent in what I do, so don't take it the wrong way, but I get these missions, and it's a mission. What I see as a mission is and I was in the military, and you can't carry out a mission without a team. You need a team to carry out a mission. So in Hebrews chapter 12:1, it says, having so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside the weight that so easily besets us. But when it says a cloud of witnesses, it's speaking about everybody who's mentioned in Hebrews chapter 11. And in Hebrews chapter 11, it's speaking about Adam, it's speaking about Abel, it's speaking about Moshe, it's speaking about Abraham, it's speaking about David. And basically what it's saying is that the Heavenly Father is not a father of those that are dead, but he's the father of those who are alive. So the people who have died before us, they are witnessing what is taking place on earth. They're witnessing what is taking place on earth. So when you have these people witnessing this, they still have an influence in the earth. I mean, when you look at the text, that's what the whole thing is about. That the Heavenly Father so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. In other words, if you want to change the world, you have to use someone who is in the world in order to bring that change, and so forth. Because my mother died in 2018. And
So that's why my dad's mom is one of your inspirations?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. And to be honest with you, like I said, I never met your mom's dad. I couldn't.
Me neither.
You know? I never met your father's dad.
Your grandmother was
Yeah, I didn't either, unfortunately.
But just like my baby sister never met my grandfather, and my grandfather had so much to do with who I am. And what's so deep, I remember my baby sister graduated from Duke Medical School. My father gave a speech, and he blew my mind. He said that he didn't want to have her. He wanted to get an abortion. And my mother was very adamant not to do it.
Hey, baby.
But
Pardon me,
you gotta go.
my daughter just popped in. So, pardon me, Bishop. She just popped.
No, go ahead. Speak to your daughter. Hit me back, Mr. Dad.
Oh, she's saying hi. You see her? You see my
Yeah.
other daughter? Say hi to Lula.
How you doing? How you doing?
You can see her?
Yeah, I can see her.
Say hi, baby.
Hello, how you doing? Love you. Blessed.
That's the best mother, baby.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, Bishop, I appreciate you, man. And you know, we got a lot to do this week. And I know you got a lot of content that we
I'm
need
gonna
to
wait on
put
your
out.
call, man. But don't let me interrupt your family time, man. I got you prayed up, all right?
I appreciate you, man.
Love you, man.
I love you too.
All right, shalom.
So that was the bishop. You know, that was the bishop movement army, all about love. Appreciate everything he says and all the support that he gives us. And we're also doing a lot of things moving forward. But it's not just him; he represents a lot of good people. You know. And then I got my daughters. You know, my daughter here. You know, so everything's good. And that's all that really counts, right? That you got your family. You know, that your family's happy. And that they're not going through the same problems you went through. It don't matter if they don't understand all the things you're doing and why they're doing it. As long as they're happy, they'll get it later. You know what I mean? Like the life that I've lived, they, you know, before, at their age, they wouldn't even be able to fathom or understand it. And that's how I want it. I don't want them to be able to understand or have to even fathom all the bullshit I had to go through to make sure that they have the easy life that they had. You know? And just making sure that, you know, they appreciate that. Make sure they move that forward. But anyway, we just chilling here, family time. I thought I'd just check in real fast. I'm about to go eat later.